Greetings YouTube, welcome back to the channel as I log into the game for this video. Sometimes people will ask me, Prof, are you really a college professor? I know it's hard to believe. I know you're like, who would give that guy a platform? I have been. I've been for over a decade now at Oklahoma State, and they ask me what classes I teach, and I talk about video production, and one of the first rules of video production and broadcast and elsewhere is what's called CDOG, SADOG. Basically, it means whatever we hear about, we should see a visual equivalent on screen. Now, normally this is not a problem in this game. If you're talking about crystal openings, you obviously are watching crystals on screen. If you're talking about forum posts, you obviously are maybe reading along or hearing me read the forum post on the screen. But when you talk about AI evolution, it's really difficult to figure out a visual equivalent for what you're discussing, especially because you can't see my fingers tapping the screen. So, you don't know if I'm just playing like a noob that needs to get good, as the Kabam loyalists say, or if it really is an AI problem. So all I can discuss is some of the things that I have seen lately and then some of the messages that I've received behind the scenes, including from my man Chaos Penguin. Shout out to him. So basically, I did a video a couple days ago talking about what I believe to be all the tea leaves from them banning accounts, but maybe if it's a whale, it's a permanent ban that is maybe flirted with, but ultimately decided as a temporary ban because you know that account pays six figures and probably doesn't need to be lost. I mean, because normal casinos that aren't Marvel casinos do that. You also have seen certain increase in things like offers going for multiple days instead of, say, one day. We have the new Paragon Crystal Bundle that's going for 48 hours. For a long time, it was 24 hours or less, no matter what they gave us. And the idea was that Kabam was going to force people to feel like they had to swipe that credit card because there was not much time left. But my guess is the research showed that if you give people more time to save up the money or justify the purchase or get bored, they're going to be more likely to make the impulse buy versus a smaller amount of time to, say, encourage people to move quickly. So that is part of the tea leaves. But I didn't talk about a specific part of the game that I feel like was missed, and that is, even though Kabam has not ever publicly acknowledged that they've done this intentionally, and I think that's kind of shady, but also I understand where they're coming from, we've seen an evolution of AI in this game. Now, I've gotten extremely fortunate regarding my Battlegrounds history. I've won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 of my last 17. Let's see, 15, 16. And 17 of my last 20. That is the second greatest streak in the history of my Battlegrounds career, but it looks like it's the first best because of the new medal system. And yet, I have still been a byproduct of crazy passive AI. When I say the AI is evolving, yes, the intercepting can be a problem. Yes, the parry can be a problem. Sometimes it does feel like when you're fighting a defender, like there's a human being somehow on Kabam's side that is essentially playing for them and not the computer. This first round, I wanted to feature this. This is the most hilarious, horrible Battlegrounds fight ever. This is not because of AI. This is just me. I knew I didn't have a counter for Weapon X. Nimgod never showed up. Warlock never showed up. So I threw Quicksilver out as a sacrificial lamb and decided to charge against a special one. It took Weapon X one special one to knock me out. One. I came back in round 2 and made it a competitive series because of my MVP against Rinchra Red Hulk, which never gets enough credit. And then round 3, he got the perfect counter in the last round against Hulkling, and I still did well against Nimgod, but even with the full ouchies to my benefit with recoil, it wasn't enough, and obviously he probably had a crazy good special 2 with Scarlet Witch built up to take out Hulkling very quickly in only 57 seconds. Needless to say, though, when I was fighting Nimgod, I put this up because I was at the mercy of whether or not he fired his special 1, because you don't want to push him, at least I don't, to a special 2 because the fight goes even longer, particularly when recoil damage comes into play. I was against the wall trying to bait that special 1 for at least 20 seconds at one point, which may not sound like a lot, but of course in Battlegrounds every second counts. And wouldn't you believe it, it felt like an all or nothing node. This is consistent with what I've heard from people in Alliance War, even in Alliance Quest, the Arena, and yes, Battlegrounds, I think, because it is the most hyped up, pressurized, put all the money in from Kabam to make it the future of the game. This has the most gravity, the most levity to it, even if you're using a victory shield to protect your loss. I do believe that this is one of those examples where if you think to yourself that AI has been tweaked, I don't think you're crazy. I think you're just making a classic observation about something that you've played for years, and you can tell. We can all tell when suddenly it's like the AI waits for you to build up to a special and then immediately fires their special. We know that we've still had a discussion regarding how sometimes you tap your own special and it doesn't register because it's almost like it thinks that there's a relic there even though you're using a champion that doesn't have a relic equipped. I think changing the AI is just another sign that, of course, they're trying to maximize profits because it costs you more units. I'm not saying it is so egregious that it is single-handedly causing people to lose all the time, but a tweak can make a big difference. And I'm not saying that the company shouldn't want to maximize profits because every company does. But when you lay off 12% of your workforce in the same year, there is a different level of pressure to perform than there is if the company is so healthy with their bottom line that they're kind of living like a fat cat, so to speak. There you go, YouTube. I finally was able to cover AI. Thank you for the support. Chaos Penguin, thank you for the encouragement to make this video as well. Do you agree? Disagree? Let me know in the comments below.